Are the car companies trying to kill off dealerships in the United States? Well, look at what's happening out there for the dealerships. They have a loan on each and every new car that they have in the lot. They have a wholesale price on it, and then they pay a monthly fee to the bank for the car that's sitting there. When they sell the car, they pay off that particular loan. It may be a combination loan with individual pieces within it, so that when you sell a car, you're not carrying the load for that particular car. It's paid off. Then if you get a new car into the dealership, you have another loan put on that car so it can sit at the dealership. Well, the dealerships are overflowing with inventory.
The demand is going down. Things are getting worse and worse and worse in the car market. So now, what are we seeing on the mid-tier and the lower tier of the wholesale market, right? We're still seeing a downtrend. All the vehicles that we've been purchasing, we're not paying any more for them. We're actually getting a little bit better deals than what we had about a month ago. And that's really showing, I think, the weakness in this market, because even though that the strikes are going through the system right now and the upper end of these vehicles are getting popped, the lower end is staying stagnant to down at best. And it's because that there's no demand from these dealers, because a lot of these dealers are not selling vehicles right now. There's just not enough money in the system. Dealers aren't moving metal, so they're not going to auction to buy them. And that's why we're seeing this weird time frame right now where, you know what, you can go to an auction as a dealer and it seems like we can get deals, but there's still a lot of fright in the market that prices are going to spike. And if that's the case, usually like right around tax time where dealers feel that kind of fright, prices go bananas at these auctions, and they're not doing it right now. And that worries me for the car market, because that tells me that there are a lot of dealers that are not in good shape right now. They can't afford to go buy cars, or they just don't have the capacity for it, whether it be their credit or lot constraint, where they can't just buy cars because they literally have no spaces. Their lots are filled. And if we keep this downtrend on those type of cars, then that's real bad news for a lot of these dealers going forward. And you might start seeing a lot of them actually have to shut their doors if they continue just not selling vehicles.
And it's not affordable inventory to the public. Very few people can afford the prices that they have on the vehicles being offered for sale. And all too often, in most instances, I'm not going to say all, but in most instances, the quality of the vehicles being offered would be appropriate if you did salvage on them. Look at what happened with Toyota. Toyota, they had a whole bunch of motors come through with shavings in it, and they think they're going to save that with a software fix. No, it's not going to happen. They're going to have to replace, the 500,000 vehicles that had these bad motors put in it. They're going to have to replace them. And look at what's happening with electric vehicles. Now, I'm all for electric vehicles, but with a caveat of this, and this is the important thing: they're not building them the way they should be. They're designed to fail the way that they are. Will electric vehicles work? Yes. Look at locomotives. It works, but not the way the car companies are doing it. To make it real quick, you put DC reversible motors on each wheel, a simple chip to keep things going, on which wheel is which is going to bring forward tractor motion, power, and which ones are just going to coast. You know, like rear-wheel drive, the tractor wheels are the back wheels. Front-wheel drive is the front wheels. Well, with a computer setting, you can adjust it per wheel. And you can adjust going around corners with a computer chip. You don't need a differential. You don't need a transmission. You can have magnetic brakes so you don't wear out the brakes. If you put in a simplified way of doing it, then electric vehicles will work. From day one, I thought Tesla was doing it wrong. And I still think it's that way. What I'm thinking is, when we get back to it, all these car companies are building these electric cars wrong. they're not going to last. Nobody wants them because they're designed wrong. They don't have any distance to them. So here's these car companies looking at how Tesla sells cars and saying, wouldn't that be nice if our dealerships went away and we just put in regional repair centers? Now, I'm in Bend, Michigan, so they put a great big repair center in the greater Lansing area. And maybe that's where the cars come out. And then you don't need to have all these dealerships. You put them in the malls, or you have just one main place where you can see all the vehicles. In other words, all the GM vehicles would be in one location, and you drive there and take a look at it, do the test drives, and then you order your car and it will be delivered to you at your house. And when it's time for repair, you take it back to that repair center where you got the car from, and they will repair it in theory. That's what I see that the car companies are trying to do, because they can therefore get more profit per vehicle out of it if they get rid of the dealerships. Yes, granted, they're going to have more headaches, but since the executives don't deal with problems, they just deal with how to waste money, that's not their concern. They'll hire someone to have the headaches. So, what do you guys think? And gals, do you think that the car companies are trying to drive the dealerships out so that they can have a Tesla type arrangement for selling cars? What do you think?
Thank you for watching, and please be safe.
We'd sure appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment. You know how YouTube behaves. They won't believe you watched a video unless you leave a comment. Also, it would help if you ring the bell and do a thumbs up. As you know, if I find a good channel, I pass it on to you. So if you think it's appropriate, it would sure help if you passed us on to your closest 10,000 friends and family. But above all, give a helping hand to someone today. It's the best gift to give. It'll make you feel good too.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, or ring the bell buttons on the Original Old Farmer channel. We enjoy reading the comments that you leave, and they do help the channel, so keep them coming. And once again, thank you for watching The Original Old Farmer.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.